Sri Devi Bhagavatam, Skanda 1, Part B. Here we will be covering 4 to 5 chapters of Devi Bhagavatam.
सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते.
The 5th chapter on the narrative of Hayagrîva. The rishis said, O Suta, our minds are merged in the sea of doubt. Hearing you this most wonderful saying, surprising to the whole world, the head of Janardhana, Madhava, the Lord of all, was severed out of his body, and he was afterwards known as Hayagrîva, the horse-faced. Oh, what more wonder can there be than this? Whom the Vedas even praise, all the Devas rest on whom, who is the cause of all causes, the Adideva, Jagannatha. Oh, how is it that he had his head came to be severed? O highly intelligent one, describe all this to me in detail. Suta said, O Munis, hear all attentively the glorious deeds of the supremely energetic Vishnu, the Devas of Deva. Once upon a time, the eternal Deva, Janardhana, became tired after the terrible continuous battle for 10,000 years. After this, the Lord Narayana seated himself on Padmasana in some lovely place on a level plot of ground, and placing his head on the front of his bow with the bow strung and placed erect on the ground, fell fast asleep. Vishnu, the Lord of Rama, was exceedingly tired, and thus he fell soon into deep sleep. At this time, Indra and the other Devas with Brahma and Mahesha began to a sacrifice. Then they, for the sake of success in Deva's well, went to the region of Vaikuntha to meet with the Deva, Janardhana, the Lord of sacrifices. There the Devas, not finding Vishnu, came to know by their dhyana, meditation, where Bhagwan Vishnu was staying, and thither they went. They saw that the Lord Vishnu, the Deva of the Devas, was lying unconscious, being under the arms of Yoga Nidra. Therefore they took their seats there. Seeing the Lord of the universe asleep, Brahma, Rudra and other Devas became anxious. Indra then addressed the Devas, O best of the Suras, now what is to be done? How shall we rouse Bhagavan from his sleep? Now think of the means by which this can be effected. Hearing Indra's words, Shambhu said, O good Devas, now we must finish our sacrificial work. But if the sleep of Bhagavan be disturbed, he would get angry. Hearing Shankara's words, Parameshti Brahma created Vamri insects so that they might eat up the forepart of the bow that was lying on the ground, causing the other end rise up and thus break his sleep. Thus the Deva's purpose will no doubt be fulfilled. Thus settling his mind, the eternal Deva Brahma ordered the white ants, Vamris, to cut the bowstring. Hearing this order of Brahma, Vamri spoke to Brahma, O Brahman, how can I disturb the sleep of the Devendra? Lord of Lakshmi, the world Guru, to rouse one from one's sleep deep sleep to interrupt one in one's speech, to sever the love between a couple, husband and wife, to separate a child from one's mother, all these are equivalent to Brahmahatya, that is, murdering a Brahmin. Therefore, O Deva, how can I interrupt the happiness of sleep of the Devendra or Devadeva? And what benefit shall I derive by eating the bowstring, so that I may incur this vicious act? But a man can commit a sin if there be any interest of his. I am ready to eat this if I get a personal interest. Brahma said, we will give you to share in this our yajna. So hear me, do our work and rouse Vishnu from his sleep. During the time of performing Homa, whatever ghee will fall outside the Homa Kunda will fall to your share. So be quick and do this. Suta said, thus ordered by Brahma, the Vamri insect soon ate away the fore end of the bow that rested on the ground. Immediately the string gave way and the bow went up. The other end became free and a terrible sound took place. The Devas became afraid. The whole universe got agitated. The earth trembled. The sea became swollen. The aquatic animals became startled. Violent wind blew. The mountains shook. Ominous meteors fell. The quarters assumed a terrific aspect. The sun went down the horizon. In that time of distress, the Devas became anxious. What evil might come down? O ascetics, while the Devas were thus cogitating, the head with crown on it from the Devendra, Vishnu vanished away. Nobody knew where it fell. When the awful darkness disappeared, Brahma and Mahadeva saw the disfigured body of Vishnu with its head off. Seeing that headless figure of Vishnu, they were greatly surprised. They were drowned in the ocean of cares and overwhelmed with grief, began to weep aloud. O Lord, O Master, O Devadeva, O Eternal One, what unforeseen, extraordinary mishap occurred to us today? O Deva, thou canst not be pierced, nor cut asunder, nor capable of being burned. How is it, then, that thy head has been taken away? Is this the Maya of some Deva or all-pervading one? The Devas cannot live when thy condition is this. Thus we do not know what affection dost thou have towards us. We are crying because of our selfish ends. Perhaps this therefore has occurred. The Daityas, Yakshas, or Rakshasas have not done this. O Lord of Lakshmi, whose fault will we ascribe this to? The Devas themselves have committed this loss of themselves. O Lord of the Devas now dependent, they are under thee. Now, where are we to go? What are we to do? There is none to save the dull, stupid Devas. At this juncture, seeing Shiva and the other Devas crying, Brihaspati, supremely versed in the Vedas, consoled them thus, O highly fortunate one, what use there will be in thus crying and repenting? It ought you now to consider the means that you should adopt to redress your calamities. O Lord of the Devas, fate and one's own exertion and intelligence are equal if the success comes not through fate. One is certainly to show one's powers and merit. Indra said, Fie to your assertion when, before our eyes, the head of Bhagavan Vishnu himself has been carried off. Fie to your powers and intelligence. Fate is, in my opinion, the supreme. Brahma said, whatever auspicious or inauspicious is ordained, Daiva, fate, everyone must bear, that no one can go beyond the Daiva. One has taken up a body, one must experience pleasure and pain. There is no manner of doubt in this. See, in long past days, by the irony of fate, Sambhu severed my head. His generative organ too dropped down through curl. Similarly, Hari's head has today fallen into the salt ocean. By the influence of time, Indra, the lord of Sachi, had 1,000 genital marks over his body, was expelled from heaven, and had to live in the Manas Sarovar in the lotuses, and had to suffer many other miseries. O glorious ones, when such personage have suffered pains, then who else is there in the world that does not suffer? So you all cease sorrows and meditate on the eternal Mahamaya, who is the mother of all, who is supporter of all, who is of the nature of Brahma Vidya, and that is the supreme knowledge, and who is beyond the gunas, who is the prime Prakriti, and who pervades the three lokas, the whole universe, moving and unmoving. She will dispense our welfare. Sutta said, thus saying to the Devas, Brahma ordered all the Vedas that were incarnate there in their form for the successful issue of the Devas' work. Brahma said, O Vedas, now go on and chant hymns to the sacred highest Devi, Mahamaya, who is Brahma Vidya, who brings all issues to their successful issues, who is hidden in all forms. Hearing his words, the all beautiful Vedas began to chant hymns to Mahamaya, who can be comprehended by jnana and who pervades the world. The Vedas said, obeisance to the Devi, to the Mahamaya, to the auspicious one, to the creatrix of the universe. We bow down to thee, who is beyond the gunas, the ruler of the beings. O Mother, thou givest to Shankara even his desires. Thou art the receptacle of all the things. Thou art the prana of all the living beings. Thou art Buddhi, Lakshmi, Shobha, Kshama, Shanti, Shraddha, Medha, Dhriti, and Smriti. All this will be the wealth, the forgiveness, the peace, faith, intellect, fortitude, and recollection is you. Thou art the Vindu over the Pranava, Om, and thou art of the nature of semi-moon. Thou art Gayatri, thou art Vyarhiti, thou art Jaya, Vijaya, Dhatri, Lajja, Kirti, Ichha, and Daya is all in all beings. O Mother, thou art the merciful mother of the three worlds. Thou art the adorable auspicious Vidya, benefiting all the lokas. Thou destroyest the universe, and thou skillfully resident in the VIII mantras. Therefore, we are praising thee, O Mother Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Indra, Surya, fire, Saraswati, and all regents of the universe are all thy creation. So none of them is superior to thee. Thou art the mother of all the things, moving and non-moving. O Mother, when thou dost will be create this visible universe, thou createst first Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, and makest them create, preserve, and destroy this universe. But thou remainest quite unattached to the world. Ever thou remainest constant in thy one form. No one in this universe is able to know thy nature, nor there is anybody who can enumerate thy names. How can he promise to jump across the illimitable ocean who cannot jump across an ordinary well? O Bhagavati, no one amongst the Devas even knows particularly thy endless power and glory. Thou art alone the Lady of the universe and the Mother of the world. The Vedas all bear testimony how thou alone hast created all this unreal and fleeting universe. O Devi, thou without any effort and having no desires hast become the cause of this visible world, thyself remaining unchanged. This is a great wonder. We cannot conceive this combination of contrary varieties in one. O Mother, how can we understand thy power, unknown to all the Vedas, even when thou thyself dost not know thy nature? We are bewildered at this. O Mother, it is that thou dost know nothing about the falling of the Vishnu's head, or knowingly thou wanted to examine Vishnu's prowess. Is it that Hari incurred any heinous sin? How can that be? Where is sin to thy followers who serve thee, O Mother? Why art thou so much indifferent to the Devas? It is a great wonder that the head of Vishnu is severed. Really, we are merged in great misfortune. Thou art clever in removing the sorrows of thy devotees. Why art thou delaying in fixing again the head on Vishnu's body? O Devi, is it that thou taking offense on the gods hast caused that on Vishnu? Or was it that Vishnu became proud and to curb that thou hast played thus? Or is it that the Daityas, having suffered defeat from Vishnu, went and practiced severe tapasya in some beautiful holy place and have got some boons, and so Vishnu's head has thus fallen off? Or is it, O Bhagavati, that thou wert very eagerly interested to see Vishnu's headless body, and therefore thou hast seen thus? O prime force, is it that thou art angry on the daughter of the Sindhu, Lakshmi Devi? Else why hast thou deprived her of her husband? Lakshmi is born as a part of thine, so thou oughtest to forgive her offense. Therefore, dost thou gladden her by giving back her husband's life? The principal Devas engaged in thy service always make their pranams to thee, O Devi. Best thou kind enough and make alive the Deva Vishnu, the Lord of all, and crossest us across this ocean of sorrows. O Mother, we cannot make out anything whatsoever where Hari's head has gone. We have no other protects than thee, who canst give back his life. O Devi, dost thou give life to the whole world as the nectar gives life to all the Devas? Suta said, thus praised by the Vedas with their angas, with samangas. Thus praised by the Vedas with their angas, with samangas, the Nirguna Maheshwari, Devi Mahamaya became pleased. Then the auspicious voice came to them from the heavens, gladdening all and pleasing to the ears, though no form was seen. O Suras, do not care anything about it. You are immortal. Come to your senses. I am very much pleased by the praise sung by the Vedas. There is no doubt in this amongst men. Whoever will read this, my stotra, with devotion, will get all what he desires. Whoever will hear this devotedly during the 3 sandhyas will lie freed from troubles and become happy. When this stotra has been sung by the Vedas, it is equivalent to the Veda. Does anything take place in this world without any cause? Now hear why Hari's head was cut off. Once on a time, seeing the beautiful face of his dear wife Lakshmi Devi, Hari laughed in presence of her. At this, Lakshmi came to understand that he has seen surely something ugly in my face, and therefore he laughed. Otherwise, why my husband would laugh at seeing me? But what reason can there be as to see ugliness in my face after so long a time? And why shall he laugh without seeing something ugly without any cause? Or is it maybe he has made some other beautiful woman as my co-wife? Thus arguing variously in her mind, Mahalakshmi gradually got angry and Tamoguna slowly possessed her. Then by turn of fate, in order that God's work might be completed, very fierce Tamas Shakti entered into her body. She got very angry and slowly said, "Let thy head fall off." Thus, owing to feminine nature and the destiny of Bhagwan, Lakshmi cursed without any thought of good or bad, causing her own suffering. By the tamasic Shakti possessing her, she thought that a co-wife would be more painful than her widowhood, and thus she cursed him. Falsehood, vain boldness, craftiness, stupidity, impatience, over-greediness, impurity and harshness are the natural qualities of women. Owing to that curse, the head of Vasudeva has fallen into the salt ocean. Now I will fix the head on his body as before. O Sura Satmas, there is another cause also regarding this affair that will bring you great success. In ancient days, a famous Daitya named Hayagrîva practiced severe tapasya on the bank of the Saraswati river. Abandoning all sorts of enjoyments, with control over his senses and without any food, the Daityas did japam of the repeated one syllabled Maya Vijja mantra, and meditating the form of the utmost Shakti of mind adorned with all ornaments, practiced very terrible austerities for 1,000 years. I too went to the place of austerities in my tamasi form, meditated by the Daitya, and appeared before him. There, seated on the lion's back, feeling compassion for his tapasya, I spoke to him, "O glorious one, O one of good oaths, I have come to grant boon to thee." Hearing the words of the Devi, the Daitya instantly got up and falling down with devotion at her feet, circumambulated her looking at my form. His large eyes became cheerful with feelings of love and filled with tears. Shedding tears, then he began to chant hymns to me. Hayagrîva said, "Obeisance to the Devi Mai, I bow down to thee, the creatrix, the preserver and the destroyer of the universe, skilled in showing favor to thy devotees, giver of the devotees' desires, obeisance to thee. O thou, the giver of liberation, O thou, the auspicious one, I bow down to thee. Thou art the cause of the 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air and akasha. Thou art the cause of form, taste, smell, sound and touch. O Maheshwari, the 5 Jnanendriyas, that is the eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin, and the 5 organs of action, karmendriyas, hands, feet, speech, arms, and the organ of generation are all created by thee. The Devi said, O child, I am very much satisfied with your wonderful tapasya and devotion. Now say, what boon do you want? I will give you the boon that you desire. Hayagrîva said, O mother, grant me that boon by which death will not come to me, and I be invincible by the suras and asuras. I may be a yogi and immortal. The Devi said, Death brings in birth and birth brings in death. This is inevitable. This order of minds is extant in this world. Never its violation takes place. O best of the Rakshasas, thus knowing death sure, think in your mind and ask another boon. Hayagrîva said, O mother of universe, if it be that thou art not willing at all to grant me immortality, then grant me this boon that my death may not occur from any other than from one who is horse-faced. Be merciful and grant me this boon that I desire. O highly fortunate one, go home and govern your kingdom at your ease. Death won't occur to you from any other beings than from one who is horse-faced. Thus granting the boon, the Devi vanished. Becoming very glad on getting this boon, Hayagrîva went to his residence. Since then, the wicked Daityas is troubling very much all the Devas and Munis. There is none in the three worlds to kill him. For let Vishwakarma take a horse head and fix it on the headless body of Vishnu. Then Bhagavan Hayagrîva will slay the vicious wicked Asura for the good of the Devas. The Sutta said, thus speaking to the Devas, Bhagavati Sarvani remained silent. The Devas became very glad and spoke this to Vishwakarma. Kindly do this, Deva. Work and fix Vishnu's head. He will become Hayagrîva and kill the indomitable Danava. Sutta said, hearing these words, Vishwakarma quickly cut off with his axe the head of a horse, brought it before the Devas and fixed it on the headless body of Vishnu. By the grace of Mahamaya, Bhagavan became horse-faced or Hayagrîva. Then a few days after, Bhagavan Hayagrîva killed that proud Danava, the Deva's enemy, by sheer force. Any man hearing this excellent anecdote becomes freed certainly of all sorts of difficulties. Hearing or reading Mahamaya's glorious deeds, pure and sin destroying, gives all sorts of wealth. Thus ends the 5th chapter of the 1st Skanda on the description of the narrative of Hayagrîva in the Mahapurana Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. Chapter 6 on the preparation for war by Madhu Kaitabha. The Rishi said, O Saumya, just now you have spoken of the fight for 5,000 years in that great ocean between Bhagwan Shauri and Madhu Kaitabha. How was it that the two greatly powerful Danavas, invincible of the Devas, came to be born there, and why did Bhagavan Hari kill them? O highly intelligent one, kindly describe that greatly wonderful event. We all are extremely eager to hear it, and you are the great Pandit and speaker present before us. It is our good luck that we have come across you here. As the contact with the illiterate is very painful, so the contact with the illiterate is very happy, like nectar. The animals in this world live like illiterates. They eat, call for their nature, void urines and feces, and know wonderfully well the sexual intercourse. Only they want discriminative knowledge of right and wrong, of the real and unreal, and a knowledge of discrimination leading to moksha or final liberation. Is this the only point of difference? Therefore, the persons that have no liking to hear of Bhagavata and books like it are like beasts. There is no doubt in this. Behold, deer and some other animals can enjoy well the sense of hearing like men, and the serpents, though wanting in the organ of hearing, become charmed quite like men, as if tasting the pleasure of hearing sweet sounds. Verily, out of the 5 organs of perception, the organ of hearing and the organ of sight are benefiting, for the knowledge of things arises from hearing, and the heart is pleased by seeing. Therefore, the Pandits divide in 3 classes the objects of hearing: Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. The Vedas and other Shastras are Sattvic, the literature Sahitya is the Rajasic, and war, news, and fighting fault with others is Tamasic. The wise persons again subdivide the Sattvic in 3 subclasses: good, middling, and worst. That which gives moksha is good or excellent, that which gives heavens in middling, and that which gives this worldly pleasure is worst. In the same way, the literature Sahitya is of 3 kinds. That which describes the people to live with their legitimate wives is the best, which describes about prostitutes is the middling, and that which makes people live with others' wives is the worst. The seeds of Shastras, the learned men, divide the subject of the tamasic hearing into 3 classes: that in which fought with the enemies is the described is best, where the fight, as of the Pandavas, with the enemies out of hatred, ill feeling, is described as middling, and that where fighting is described without any cause is worst. Therefore, O highly intelligent one, hearing the Puranas is far superior to hearing other Shastras, for thereby sins are destroyed, intellect is increased, and punyam is stored. So, O intelligent one, kindly describe to us the Puranas, fulfilling all the requirements of life that you heard before from the mouth of Krishna Dvaipayana. Hearing these words of the rishis, Suta said, O highly fortunate ones, when you all are desirous to hear the Puranas, and I am ready to tell them, then both of us are blessed on the surface of the earth. In days of yore, in the time of Pralaya, when the 3 lokas and the entire universe dissolved in water, when the Devadeva Janardhana was lying asleep on the bed of Ananta, the 1,000-headed serpent arose from the wax of the ear of Bhagavan Vishnu. The 2 very powerful Daityas, Madhu and Kaitabha, they grew in the waters of the ocean and played around in the waters, and thus passed some of their time. Once upon a time, when the 2 huge-bodied Danavas were playing with each other like 2 brothers, they thought that the general rule of the universe is that no effect takes place without a cause, and nothing can rest without the receptacle thereof. But we cannot understand what is our receptacle, or who is resting on us, whereon rests this pleasant expanse of wide ocean. Who was it that created this? How was this created? Why are we living here, merged within the water? Who created us, and who are our father and mother? Nothing of these we know. Thus thinking, when they could not come to any conclusion, Kaitabha spoke to Madhu beside him within the waters. O brother, it seems to me the great immovable force that makes us rest in this water is the cause of all. This whole mass of water, too, pervaded by that force, rests on that highest Devi must be the cause of us. When the 2 Asuras merged in this thought, understood this, they heard in the air the beautiful Vagvija, the seed mantra of Vak, the speech, the Devi Saraswati. They then began to pronounce repeated the Vagvija, mantra and practiced it with the great steadfastness. Next day they saw, risen high up in the air, the auspicious lightning, and thought that certainly our mantra that we are repeating has made herself visible in this form of light, and thus we have seen certainly in the air the Saguna form from the attributes of Saraswati, the goddess of speech. Thus thinking in their minds they, without any food, with their minds controlled constantly, thought of that with their whole mind collected on that, and repeating and meditating the mantra became one with that. Thus they passed 1000 years in practicing that great tapas. When the highest Adishakti became pleased with them, and seeing the two Danavas steadfast in the practice of tapas, tired, addressed them invisibly in the way of celestial voice. Thus, O two Danavas, I am exceedingly pleased with your tapasya. So ask boon whatever you desire, I will grant it. Hearing then the celestial voice, thus the two Danavas said, O Devi, O Subrata, grant us that we will die when we will. Hearing this, Vagdevi said, O two Danavas, certain by my grace, you too will die when you will, and you two brothers will be invincible of all the Suras and Asuras. There is no doubt in this. Suta said, when the Devi granted them this boon, the two Danavas, puffed up with pride, began to play with the aquatic animals in the ocean. O Brahmin, some days thus passed away when the two powerful Danavas saw the Brahma, the Prajapati, seated on the lotus of navel of Hari. Doubt came on their minds, and they told him with a view to fight, O Subrata, either fight with us or leave off this lotus seat and go anywhere you like. If you be so weak, this auspicious lotus seat not fit for you, for this should be enjoyed by the heroes. So if you be a coward, leave it quickly. Hearing these words of the Danavas, Prajapati, engaged in the practice of tapasya, saw the two great powerful heroes and began to think anxiously, what should be done now? And waited there. Thus ends the 6th chapter of the first Skanda on the preparation for war by Madhu Kaitabha in the Devi Bhagavatam. Chapter 7 on the praise of the Devi. Suta said, seeing the two Danavas very powerful, Brahma, the knower of all the Shastras, thought of the means Sama, Dana, Bheda, Danda, that is conciliation, gifts, bribe, or sowing decisions, and war or punishment. Which of these four he should apply? He thought thus, I do not know their strength, and it is not advisable to enter into war without knowing their strength. Again, if I offer praises to them, puffed up with pride, it will be simply displaying my own weakness. And when they will come to know this, only one of them will be sufficient to kill me, and this they will do certainly. To offer bribes is not also advisable, and how can I so dishonest? Therefore, it is best that I should rouse the four-armed Janardhana Vishnu, who is very powerful, from his sleep on the 1,000-headed Ananta serpent. He will remove my difficulties. Thus thinking in his mind, Bhagavan Brahma, the lotus-born, remained in the tubular stalk of the lotus from Vishnu's navel, and thence took refuge mentally of Vishnu, the remover of difficulties, and began to chant auspicious hymns composed of various meters to Jagannatha Narayana, involved in deep yoga nidra. He said, O refuge of the poor, O Hari, O Vishnu, O Vamana, O Madhava, thou art the Lord of the universe and now omnipresent. O Rishikesa, thou removest all the difficulties of thy devotees. Therefore, leave your yoga nidra and get up. O Vasudeva, O Lord of the universe, thou residest within the hearts of all and knowest their desires. O thou holder of the disc and club, thou always destroyest the enemies of thy devotees. O omniscient one, thou art the Lord of all the lokas and all powerful. No one can know what is thy form. O Lord of the Devas, thou art the destroyer of all pains and sufferings. So get up and protect me, O protector of the universe. Nothing is concealed from thy eyes. Everyone becomes pure by hearing and chanting thy name. Thou art Nirakara, yet thou creast, preservest, and destroyest the universe. O cause of the world, O supporter of all, thou art shining as King of kings over all, and yet thou dost not understand that the two Danavas, puffed up with pride, have become ready to kill me. If thou dost neglect me, seeing me very much distressed and under your protection, then thy name as preserver will become quite useless. Thus praised, when Vishnu did not get up, Brahma thought that Bhagwan Vishnu is now surely under the influence of sleep of the primal force Adyashakti and is not therefore getting up. What am I to do now? Thus distressed, these two Danavas, elated with pride, are ready to kill me. Now what am I to do and where shall I go? I don't find anybody who can protect me anywhere. Thus thinking, Brahma came to the conclusion and decided to chant hymns to Yoga Nidra herself with one pointed heart. Discussing in his mind, he thought that Adyashakti, which kept Bhagwan Vishnu senseless and motionless, would alone be able to save him. As a dead man cannot hear any sound of Sohari merged in deep sleep, knows not anything. When I have praised him so much, and when he has not awakened, then it is certain that sleep is not under Hari, but Hari is under sleep, and he who is under another becomes his slave. So this Yoga Nidra is now exercising her control over Hari. Again she too, who brought Hari under control, the daughter of the Krishna, the milk ocean, is now under the control of Yoga Nidra. So it seems that the Bhagavati, Mahamaya, has brought the whole universe under her control. Whether it be myself or Vishnu or Shambhu or Savitri or Rama or Uma, all are under her control. There is nothing to be doubled here or doubted here. What to speak of other high-souled persons? Now I will chant hymns to Yoga Nidra, under whose influence Bhagwan Hari even is lying under deep sleep, inert like an ordinary man. When the eternal Vasudeva, Jagannatha, Janardhana, will be disposed by her, he will no doubt fight with the Danavas. Thus deciding, Bhagwan Brahma, seated on the tubular stalk of the lotus, began to chant hymns to Yoga Nidra, residing on the body of Vishnu. Thus, Brahma said, O Devi, I have come to understand on the authority of all the words of the Vedas that thou art the only one cause of the universal Brahmanda. The more so when thou hast brought the best Purusha, Vishnu, endowed with discrimination, above all beings under the control of sleep, then the above remark is self-evident. O thou, the player in the minds of all beings, O Mother, I am extremely ignorant of the knowledge of thy nature. When Bhagwan Hari is sleeping, inert by thy power, then who is there amongst kotis and kotis of wise men who can understand completely the pastime, Leela, full of Maya of thine, who art beyond the gunas? The Sankhya philosophers say that the Purusha is the pure, conscious being, and that thou art the Prakriti without any consciousness, material inert, creatrix of the universe. But, O Mother, art thou really inert like that? Never like that? Had it been like that, how is it that thou hast made Bhagavan Hari, the receptacle of the world, quite unconscious like this? O Bhavani, thou being beyond the gunas, art is displaying like a dramatic performance these various dramatic plays by the conjunction with the three gunas. It is thy three qualities, sattva, rajas, and tamas, that the munis meditate every day in the morning, midday, and evening, the three sandhyas, but no one is aware of thy ways of doing. O Devi, thou art of the nature of the judgment and understanding, giving rise to knowledge of all the beings in the universe. Thou art always the Sri, giving pleasure to the Devas. O Mother, thou art reigned in all as Kirti, Mati, Dhriti, Kanti, Shraddha, and Rati. O Mother, now I am put to great difficulties, and therefore I have got eyewitness of thy nature. No need of further reasoning and discussing about it. I have now known that verily, verily thou art the only mother of all the worlds, as thou hast brought Hari under the influence of sleep. O Devi, now when it is evident that all the worlds have come from thee, then the Vedas have also come from thee. What doubt is there? So the Vedas too do not know fully thy nature, for the effect can never know its cause. So it is very true that thou art incomprehensible of the Vedas, O Mother. When I, Hari, Hara, and the other Devas, and my son Narada and other Munis have not able to realize thy nature fully, then who else can be so intelligent in this world that will realize all thy nature? So thy glory is beyond the speech of all beings. O Devi, if in the place of sacrifice the ritualists, the knowers of the Vedas, do not utter thy name, Swaha, then the Devas, participators of the offerings in Yajna, do not get their share. However, hundreds of oblations be offered. So thou art also the giver of sustenance, allowances to the Devas. O Bhagavati, in previous kalpas, thou hadst saved me terrified from the fear of the Danavas. O Devi, Varde, now too I am terrified at the sight of the terrible forms of Madhu and Kaitabha, and take thy refuge. O high-minded one, now I thoroughly see that by thee, by thy power, Yoga Nidra, the whole body of Bhagavan Vishnu is senseless. But how is it that thou dost not realize my sufferings? So either dost thou leave possession of this Adideva, or destroy thyself, these two Navendras, lost to either of the two as thou likest. O Devi, those that do not know thy extraordinary powers, those stupid ones meditate Hari, Hara, etc. But, O Mother, by thy grace, I realize today, as I witness, that Vishnu even is today lying unconscious in deep sleep, totally senseless of anything outside by thy force. O Bhagavati, now when Kamala, the daughter of Sindhu, is unable to rouse her husband Hari by her effort, or rather thou hast made her too perforce sleep unconsciously. It seems she is without any effort and does not know anything of what is going on outside. O Devi, very fully those are blessed who worship thy lotus feet with their whole heart full of devotion and without any hope of getting to rewards, abandoning the worship of other devas and knowing thee as the creatrix of the whole world and the giver of all desires. Alas, now the intelligence, beauty, fame, and all good qualities have forsaken Hari and fled away to some unknown quarters. O Bhagavati, thou art really adorable in the three worlds, for by thy power of Yoga Nidra, Hari has been kept in prison, as it were in this way. O Mother, thou art the Shakti of all this universe and endowed with all powers and energy. All other things are thy creation. As a dramatic player, thou one all plays in the theatre, assuming many forms. So thou too, being one, playest always in this charming theatre of world created by thy gunas in various forms. O Mother, thou in the beginning of the yugas dost manifest first the Vishnu form and givest him the pure sattvic Shakti, free from any obscuration, and thereby madest him preserve the universe, and now it is thyself that has kept him thus unconscious. Therefore, it is an undoubted fact that thou art doing whatever thou willest. O Bhagavati, I am now in danger. If it be thy desire not to kill me, then dost break the silence. Look on me and show thy mercy. O Bhavani, if it is not thy desire to kill me, then why hast thou created these two Danvas, my death incarnate, or is it that thou wantedst to put me to ridicule? I have come to know of thy wonderful acts. Thou createst this whole universe, and thyself remaining aloof, playest always, and in the time of Pralaya resolvest everything again into thee. Therefore, O Bhavani, what wonder is there that thou wouldest want to kill me in this way? But, O Mother, I won't feel any pain if thou willingly killest me, but this is to my great dishonor, that being given power over these things, I would then be made an object to be killed by the Daityas. This indeed is hard to me. Oh, so thou, Lilamai, like a sportive girl, get up, O Devi, assumest the wonderful form thyself and kill lest me or the two Daityas, as thou willest, or rouse Hari, who will then kill the Daityas. All these are in thy hand. Suta said, thus praised by Brahma, the Nidra Devi, the goddess of sleep of the nature of Tamoguna, quitted the body of Bhagwan Hari and stood by him. When thus left completely by the Devi Yoga Nidra of unequaled brilliance and splendor for the destruction of Madhu Kaitabha, Vishnu began to move his body, and at this Brahma became very glad. Thus ends the 7th chapter of the first Skanda on the praise of the Devi in the Mahapurana, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. Chapter 8 on deciding who is to be worshipped. The Rishi said, O highly fortunate one, a great doubt has arisen on your statement. This is ascertained by all the wise men as written in the Vedas, Puranas and other Shastras, that Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, these three devas are eternal. None is superior to them in this Brahmanda. Brahma creates all the beings, Vishnu preserves, and Maheshwara destroys all in due time. These are the cause of creation, preservation and destruction. The Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesha, are really one form, indeed, Trinity in unity and unity in Trinity. Being endowed respectively with Sattva, Raja and Tamogunas, they do their respective works. Amongst these again Purushottama, Adideva Jagannatha Hari, the husband of Kamala, is the best, for he is capable of doing all the actions. No other than the Vishnu of unrivaled prowess is so capable. How is it that Yogamaya has overpowered Hari with sleep and made him altogether senseless? O highly fortunate one, whither did then go that extraordinary self-knowledge and power of Hari while alive? This is our greatest doubt. So kindly advise us that this doubt be removed and our well-being is thus ensured. What is that Shakti which you mentioned to us before, as well as whom Vishnu is conquered? Whence is she born? What is the power of that Shakti and what is her nature? O Subrata, explain to us these fully. How was it that Yogamaya overpowered with sleep the highest deity, Bhagavan Vishnu, who is everlasting, intelligence, bliss, who is the God of all, the Gurus of whole world, the Creator, the Preserver and Destroyer, who is omnipresent and incarnate of purity and holiness and beyond Rajoguna? How was such a personage brought under the control of sleep? O Suta, you are very intelligent and the pupil of Vyasadeva. Destroy this doubt by the sword of wisdom. Here is this Suta said, O highly fortunate Munis, there is none in the three lokas who can clear this doubt. The mind-born sons of Brahma, Narada, Kapila and other eternal sons get bewildered by these questions. What can I then say on this very difficult point? See, some persons call Bhagavan, Vishnu omnipresent, the preserver of all, and the best of all the Devas. According to them, all this universe, moving and non-moving, is created by Vishnu. They bow down before the highest Narayana, Rishikesa, Janardhana, Vasudeva and worship him, whereas other worship Mahadeva, Shankara, having Gauri for the other half of his body, endowed with all powers, residing in Kailasha, surrounded by hosts of Bhutas, that destroyed the Daksha sacrifice, who is mentioned in the Vedas as Shashikeshekara, having moon on his forehead, with 3 eyes and 5 faces, and holding trident in his hand, and known as Vrishadhyaj and Kaparadhi. O highly intelligent ones, there are some other persons that know the Vedas and worship the sun every day in the morning, midday, and in the evening with various hymns. In all the Vedas, it is stated that the worship of the sun is excellent, and they have named the high-souled sun as Paramatma, who worship the Devas, fire, Indra, and Varuna. But the Maharishis say that as Ganga Devi, though one is expressing herself by many channels, so the one Vishnu is expressing in all the Deva forms. Those who are big Pandits declare perception, inference, and verbal testimony as the 3 modes of proofs. The Nayaki Pandits added to the above 3 a 4th proof which they call Upama, resemblance, similitude, and other intelligent Pandits add another 5th proof called Arthapati, an inference from the circumstances, presumption, implication. It is deduction of a matter from that which could not else be. It is assumption of a thing, not itself perceived, but necessarily implied by another, which is seen, heard, or proved. Whereas the authors of the Puranas add 2 other called Sakshi and Itijya, thus advocating 7 modes of proofs. Now the Vedanta Shastra says that the Supreme Being, Parabrahma, the prime cause of the universe, cannot be comprehended by the above mentioned 7 proofs. Therefore, First of all, adopt the reason leading to sure beliefs, the buddhi according to the words of the Vedas, and discriminate and discuss again and again and draw your inference about Brahma. And the intelligent person should adopt what is seen by perception as self evident and what is inferred by the observance of good conduct. The wise persons say, and it is also stated in the Purana, that the prime force is present in Brahma as the creative force, is present in Hari as the preservative force, is present in Hara as the destructive force, is present in Kurma and in Ananta as the earth supporting force, is present in fire as the burning force, is present in air as the moving force, and so is present everywhere in various manifestations of forces. In this whole universe, whoever he may be, all are incapable of any action if he be deprived of his force. What more than this, if Shiva be deprived of Kula Kundalini Shakti, he becomes a lifeless corpse. O great ascetic rishis, she is present everywhere, thus in everything in this universe, from the highest Brahma to the lowermost blade of grass, all moving and non moving things. Verily, everything becomes quite inert if deprived of force, whether in conquering one's enemies, or in going from one place to another, or in eating. One finds oneself quite incapable if deprived of force. Thus, the omnipresent Shakti, the wise call by the name of Brahma, those who are verily intelligent should always worship her in various ways and determine thoroughly the reality of her by every means. In Vishnu, there is the Sattvic Shakti, then he can preserve, otherwise he is quite useless. So in Brahma there is Rajasic Shakti and he creates, otherwise he is quite useless. In Shiva there is Tamasic Shakti and he destroys, else he is quite useless. Thus, arguing again and again in one's mind, everyone should come to know that the highest Adhya Shakti, by her mere will, creates and preserves this universe, and she it is who destroys again in time the whole Brahmanda, moving and non moving. No one is capable to do this, his respective work, be he Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Indra, fire, sun, Varuna, or any other person whatsoever. Verily, all the Devas perform the respective actions by the use of this Adya Shakti, that she alone is present in cause and effect, is doing every action, and be witnessed vividly. The intelligent ones call that Shakti twofold. One is Saguna and the other is Nirguna. The people attached to the senses and the objects worship the Shaguna aspect, and those who are not so attached worship the Nirguna aspect. That conscious Shakti is the lady of the fourfold aims of life: religion, wealth, desires, and liberation. When she is worshipped according to due rules, she avoids all sorts of desires. The worldly persons, charmed by the Maya of this world, do not know her at all. Some persons know a little and charm others, whereas some stupid and dull-deaded pundits, impelled by Kali, start sects of heretics, pasandas, for the sustenance of their own bellies. Oh, highly fortunate Munis, in no other yugas were found acts as prevalent in this Kali Yuga, based on various different opinions and altogether beyond the pale of the Vedic injunctions. Behold again, if Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesha be the supreme deities, then why do these three Devas meditate on another, one beyond speech, beyond mind and practice, for years, hard austerities, and why do they perform yajnas for their success in creation, preservation, and destruction? They know verily the highest supreme being, Brahma, Devi, Shakti, eternal, constant, and therefore they meditate her always in their minds. It is Brahmani Devi Shakti. Therefore, the wise man, knowing this is settled conclusion, knowing this firmly, should serve in every way the highest Shakti. O Muni, this is the settled conclusion of all the Shastras. I have heard of this great hidden secret from Bhagavan Krishna Dvaipayana. He heard it from Narada, and Narada heard it from his own father Brahma. Brahma heard this from Vishnu. O Munis, it is well that the wise even should not hear or think anything to the contrary from other sources. They should within their concentrated heart serve the Brahma, Sanatani Shakti. It is clearly witnessed in this world that if there be any substance wherein this conscious Shakti does not exist, that becomes inert, quite useless for any purpose. So know this fully, that it is the higher divine mother of the universe that is playing here, residing in everything. Thus ends the 8th chapter of the first Skanda on deciding who is to be worshipped in Mahapurana, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. Chapter 9 on the killing of Madhu Kaitabha. Suta said, O Munis, when the excellent Tamasic Shakti, the goddess presiding over sleep, came out from the eyes, mouth, nose, heart of the body of the world Guru Vishnu and rested in the celestial space, then the powerful Lord Vishnu began to yawn and got up. He saw the Prajapati Brahma, terrified, and broke to him in words deep like rumbling in the cloud. O Bhagwan, Padmayana, what makes you come here and leave your tapasya? Why do you look so terrified and anxious? Hearing this, Brahma said, O Deva, the two very powerful and very terrible Daityas, Madhu Kaitabha, sprung from the wax of thy ears, approached to kill me. Terrified thus, I have come to thee. So, O Lord of the universe, O Vasudeva, now I am quite out of senses and terrified. Save me. Vishnu then said, Now go and rest in peace without any fear. Let those two stupids whose life has been well nigh exhausted come to me for battle. I will certainly kill them. Suta said, while Bhagavan Vishnu, the Lord of the Devas, was thus saying, those two very powerful Danavas, elated with pride, came up there in their search for Brahma. O Munis, the two proud Daityas stood there in the midst of the Paralaya, water without anything to stand on and give calm attitude. They then spoke to Brahma as follows, O you have fled and come here. You cannot escape. Go on and fight. I will kill you before this one. Then I will kill him also who sleeps on this bed of serpent. Either give us battle or acknowledge yourself as our servant. Hearing their words, Janardhana, Vishnu addressed them as follows. O two Danavas, mad for war, come and fight with me as you like. I will surely curb your pride. Oh, two powerful ones, if you trust me, come and fight. Hearing this, the two Danavas in the midst of that mass of water, resting without any support, came up there to fight. With their eyes rolling with anger, the Daitya named Madhu became very angry, came up quickly to fight while Kaitabha remained where he stood. Then the hand-to-hand fight ensued between the two mad athletes. Bhagwan Hari and Madhu became tired. Kaitabha came up and began to fight. After that, Madhu and Kaitabha joined and, blind with rage, began to fight again and again, hand to hand, with the very powerful Vishnu. And Bhagwan Brahma and the prime force Adyashakti witnessed this from the celestial heavens. So the fight lasted for a long, long time. Yet the two Danavas did not feel a bit tired. Rather, Bhagwan Vishnu became tired. Thus 5,000 years passed away. Hari then began to ponder over their mode of death. He thought, I fought for 5,000 of years, but the two formidable Danavas have not been tired anything. Rather, I am tired. It is a matter of great surprise. Where has gone my powers? And what for the two Danavas were not tired? What is the cause? This is a matter now seriously to be thought over. Seeing Bhagwan Hari thus sunk in care, the two haughty Danavas spoke to him with great glee and with a voice like that of the rumbling of cloud. O Vishnu, if you feel tired, if you have no sufficient strength to fight with us, then raise your folded palm on your head and acknowledge that you are our servant, or if you can, go on fighting, O intelligent one. We will take away your life first, and then slay this four-faced Brahma. Hearing the words of the two Danavas, resting there without any support in the vast ocean, the high-minded Vishnu spoke to them in sweet, consoling words. See, O heroes, no one ever fights with one who is tired, afraid, who is weaponless, who is fallen, and who is a child. This is the dharma of the heroes. Both of you fought with me for 5,000 of years, but I am single-handed. You are two, and both equally powerful, and both of you took rest at intervals. I will therefore take rest for a while, and then fight with certainty. Both of you are very powerful and very much elated in vanity. Therefore, rest a while. After taking rest for a while, I will fight with you according to the just rules of warfare. Hearing these words of Hari, the two chief Danavas trusted and remained far aloof, ready to fight again. Now the four-armed Vasudeva, seeing them at a sufficient distance, began to ponder in his mind thus, how their death can be effected. Thinking for a time, he came to know that they have been granted by the Supreme Shakti Devi death at their will, Ichha Mrityu, and therefore they are not getting tired. I fought so long with them uselessly. My labor went in vain. How then can I now fight with this certain knowledge? Again, if I do not fight, how these two Danavas, elated with their boon and giving troubles to all, be destroyed? When the boon is granted by the Devi, the death is also well nigh impracticable. Who wants his own death, even placed in very great distress circumstances, attacked by terrible diseases, reduced to indigent poverty? No one wants to die. So how can it be expected that these two haughty Danavas would want their death themselves? Therefore, it is advisable me to take refuge of the Adya Shakti, the giver of the fruits of all desires. No desires can ever be fructified unless she is thoroughly pleased. Thus, no desires can be fructified unless she is thoroughly pleased. Thus thinking, Bhagwan Vishnu saw the beautiful Devi Yoga Nidras, Shiva, shining in the air. Then the supreme yogi, Bhagwan Vishnu, of immeasurable spirit, began to praise with folded arms that great Bhuvaneshwari, Mahakali, the giver of boon for the destruction of the Danavas. O Devi, I bow down to thee, Mahamaya, the creatrix and the destructress, thou beginningless and deathless. O auspicious Chandika, the bestower of enjoyment and liberation, I do not know thy Shaguna or Nirguna form. How then can I know thy glorious deeds, innumerable as they are? Today thy undescribable powers have been experienced by me. I, being made senseless and unconscious by thy power of sleep, being tried again and again by Brahma with great care to bring me back to my consciousness. I could not become conscious, so much my senses were contracted down. O Mother, by thy power thou didst keep me unconscious, and thou again hast freed me from sleep. And I also fought so many times. O giver of one's honor, now I am tired, but thou hast granted boon to the two Danavas, and therefore they are not getting tired. These two Danavas, puffed up with pride, were ready to kill Brahma, and therefore I challenged them to fight with me, and they too are fighting fearlessly with me in this vast ocean. But thou hast granted them the wonderful boon that they will die whenever they will, and therefore I have now come to thy refuge, as thou protectest those that come under thy shelter. Therefore, O Mother, the remover of the Deva's troubles, these two Danavas are becoming exceedingly elated by thy boon, and I too am tired. Therefore dost thou help me now. See, those two sinners are ready to kill me. Without thy grace, what can I do now, and where to go? Thus praised by the eternal Vasudeva, Jagannath Hari, with humility and pranam, the Devi Mahakali, resting in the air, said smiling, O Deva, Deva Hari, fight again, O Vishnu, these two heroes when deluded by my Maya would be slain by you. I will delude them certainly by my sidelong glance, O Narayana, then slay quickly the two Danavas when conjured by my Maya. Suta said, hearing these loving words of Bhagavati, Bhagavan Vishnu went to the scene of battle in the middle of that ocean when the two powerful Danavas of serene tempers and eager to fight became very glad on seeing Vishnu in the battle and said, O four-armed one, we see your desire is very lofty indeed. Well, stand now, be ready for battle, knowing that victory or defeat is surely dependent on destiny. You should think now this. Thus, though it is generally true that the more powerful one wins victory, but it also happens sometimes that the weak gets the victory by pure turn of fate. So the high-souled persons should not be glad at their victories, nor should express their sorrows at their defeat. So don't be glad, thinking that you on many former occasions fought with many Danavas who were your enemies and got the victory. Nor be sorry that now you are defeated by the two Danavas. Thus saying, the powerful Madhu Kaitabha came up to fight. Seeing this, Bhagavan Vishnu struck them immediately by fist with great violence. The two Danavas, elated with their strength, struck Hari in return with their fists. Thus fighting went on vigorously. Now seeing the two Danavas of great powers fighting on incessantly, Narayana Hari cast a glance expressive of great distress towards the face of the Devi Mahakali. Seeing Vishnu thus distressed, the Devi laughed loudly and began to look constantly with eyes somewhat reddish and shot towards the two Asuras sidelong glances of love and amorous feelings which were like arrows from the cupid. The two vicious Daitas became fascinated by the sidelong glances of the Devi and took great pleasures in them. being extremely agitated by these amorous darts, looked with one steady gaze towards the Devi of spotless lustre. Bhagavan Hari too saw the wonderful enchanting pastime of the Devi. Then Hari, perfectly expert in adopting means to secure ends, began to speak, smiling and in voice like that of the rambling cloud, knowing the two Danavas enchanted by Mahamaya. Thus, O two heroes, I am very glad at the mode of your lightning and fighting. So ask from me boons, I will grant that to you. I saw many Danavas before fighting, but never I saw them exert like you, nor I heard like this. I am therefore very much satisfied by your such unrivaled powers. Therefore, O greatly powerful pair of Danavas, I wish to grant both of you any boon that you want. Seeing the Devi Mahamaya, the gladdener of the universe, the two Danavas felt themselves amorous, and therefore they became proud on hearing Vishnu's those words and told Vishnu, with their lotus eye like eyes wide open, thus, O Hari, what do you like to give us? We are not beggars. We do not want anything from you. O Lord of the Devas, rather we will give you whatever you desire. We are donors, not receivers. So, O Vasudeva, Rishikesha, we are glad to see your wonderful fight. So ask from us any boon that you desire. Hearing their words, Bhagavan Janardhan said, if you both are so much pleased with me, then I want this, that both of you be killed by me. Hearing these words of Vishnu, Madhu Kaitabha became very much wondered and thinking, we are now cheated, remained for some time merged in sorrow. Then reflecting that there is water everywhere and solid earth nowhere, they said, O Janardana Hari, we know that you are truthful. Therefore now we want this desired boon from you that you wanted to grant us before now. Grant us this desired boon of ours. O Madhusudana, we will be slain by you, but kill us, O Madhava, on a solid earth, free from any water, and thus keep your word. Sri Bhagavan Hari laughed and remembering his Sudarshana disc said, O two highly fortunate ones, verily I'll kill both of you on the vast solid spot without any trace of water. Thus saying, the Deva Hari expanded his own thighs and showed to those Danavas the vast solid earth on the surface of water and said, O two Danavas, see, here is no water. Place your two heads here. Thus I will keep my word and you would keep your word. Hearing this, Madhu Kaitabha thought over in their minds and expanded their bodies to 10,000 yojanas. Bhagavan Vishnu Hari also extended his thighs to twice that amount. Seeing this, they were greatly surprised and laid their heads on the thighs of Vishnu. Vishnu of wonderful powers then cut off quickly with his Sudarshana disc the two very big heads over his thighs. Thus the two Danavas, Madhu Kaitabha, passed away, and the marrow, the Meda of them filled the ocean. O Munis, for this reason this earth is named Medhini, and the earth is unfit for eatable purpose. Thus I have described to you all that you want asked. The sum and substance is this, that the wise person should serve Mahamaya with all their hearts. The Supreme Shakti is worshipped by all the Devas. Verily, verily, I say unto you that this is decided in all the Vedas and other Shastras, that there is nothing higher than this Adya Shakti. Therefore, this Supreme Shakti should be worshipped anyhow, either in her Saguna form or in her Nirguna state. Thus ends the 9th chapter of the first Skanda on the killing of Madhu Kaitabha.
न मन्त्रं नो यन्त्रं तदपि च न जाने स्तुतिमहो न चाह्वानं ध्यानं तदपि च न जाने स्तुतिकथाः न जाने मुद्रास्ते तदपि च न जाने विलपनं परं जाने मातः त्वदनुसरणं क्लेशहरणम्